Hello students, in previous lecture we discussed the pH and pOH of the solution. You know this formula, pH is equal to minus log to the base 10 of H plus ion concentration. pOH is equal to negative logarithm to the base 10 of OH minus ion concentration. This is about the pH and pOH. We also discussed what is the pH scale, the scale given by the Sorensen, which expresses the H plus ion concentration very conveniently. That is the pH scale. We also see that when concentration of H plus ion is greater than 10 raised to minus 7, concentration of H plus ion is greater than 10 raised to minus 7, pH of the solution is less than 7, it becomes acidic. When H plus ion concentration is less than 10 raised to minus 7, 10 raised to minus 7, pH is greater than 7, solution become basic. And when H plus ion concentration equal to 10 raised to minus 7, pH equal to 7, solution is neutral. Solution is neutral. Same by considering the OH minus ion concentration. You know that OH minus ion concentration is greater than 10 raised to minus 7. Then that is the pH. pH is more than 7, solution is acidic. त्यासाठी हा आणि हा फॉर्म्युला कन्सिडर करा, किंवा तुम्हाला हे सुद्धा माहित आहे H plus ion concentration into OH minus concentration that is equal to 10 raised to minus 14, जे आपण मागच्या पिरियडला डिस्कस केलेलं आहे. Then OH minus ion concentration, this OH minus ion concentration less than 10 raised to minus 7, then pH is also less than 7. This first solution is basic and this solution is acidic. And again OH minus ion concentration equal to 10 raised to minus 7, again pH equal to 7, solution is neutral. जे आपण मागच्या पिरियडला पाहिलंय, म्हणजे OH minus ion concentration more than 10 raised to minus 7, pH greater than 7, solution is basic. OH minus concentration less than 10 raised to minus 7, pH less than 7, solution is acidic. And OH minus ion concentration 10 raised to minus 7, pH equal to 7. म्हणजे थोडक्यात काय की H plus आणि OH minus concentration is equal to 10 raised to minus 14. H plus into OH minus concentration. If your OH minus concentration is more than 10 raised to minus 7, then H plus ion concentration is less than 10 raised to minus 7. For example, suppose if H plus ion concentration is 10 raised to minus 8, therefore OH minus ion concentration is equal to what? It is H plus ion concentration is 10 raised to minus 8, OH minus ion concentration is 10 raised to minus 6. So that 10 raised to minus 8 into 10 raised to minus 6 equal to 10 raised to minus 14. थोडक्यात काय H plus आणि OH minus concentration हे किती असायला पाहिजे? 10 raised to minus 14 according to the ionic product of water. It is just revision. And now next part of this ionic equilibria is the hydrolysis of salt. Hydrolysis of salt. Salt, what is the salt? When acid reacts with base, it gives the salt along with water. Now next part is the hydrolysis of salt. So what is the hydrolysis of salt? Hydrolysis of salt. Hydrolysis of salt. What is the hydrolysis of salt? The process in which cation or anion. The process in which cation or anion or both the ions of salt, both the ions of salt react with water to produce acidity or basicity is known as the hydrolysis. What is the hydrolysis of salt? The process in which cation or anion or both the ions of salt react with water to produce acidity or basicity. For example, suppose this is the water. Into that water add the salt. वॉटर मध्ये आपण काय ॲड करणार? सॉल्ट. सॉल्ट ॲड केल्यानंतर दिस सोल्युशन एकतर ॲसिडिक व्हायला पाहिजे किंवा मग बेसिक, आयदर ॲसिडिक ऑर बेसिक, and then this process is known as the hydrolysis. So hydrolysis म्हणजे काय? It is that process in which cation or anion or both the ions of salt react with water either to produce acidity or basicity is known as the hydrolysis. For acid and base, you know the degree of dissociation, and for hydrolysis one term ती फक्त माहित असावी, that is degree of hydrolysis. Degree of hydrolysis. What is this degree of hydrolysis? It is given by the small letter H. What is degree of hydrolysis? The fraction of number of moles of electrolyte undergoes hydrolysis. The fraction of number of moles of electrolyte. Generally that electrolyte is salt. The fraction of number of moles of electrolyte that undergoes hydrolysis, that undergoes hydrolysis is known as the degree of hydrolysis. Degree of hydrolysis म्हणजेच काय? The fraction of number of moles of electrolyte that undergoes hydrolysis is known as the degree of hydrolysis. This is the degree of hydrolysis. For the hydrolysis of salt, you should know the types of salt. First we consider the types of salt, and then which salt undergoes hydrolysis and which salt does not undergoes hydrolysis ते आपण पाहणार आहोत. मुळात आयनिक इक्विलिब्रिया हा टॉपिक अतिशय महत्त्वाचा आहे आणि प्रॉपर ह्याच्यातले कन्सेप्ट समजले तर हा टॉपिक खूप सोपा जातो आणि 90% मुलांना अवघड वाटणारा टॉपिक आहे. हायड्रोलिसिस ऑफ सॉल्ट म्हणजेच सॉल्ट वॉटरमध्ये ॲड केल्यानंतर मोस्टली ते ॲसिडिक किंवा बेसिक व्हायला पाहिजे आणि त्या प्रोसेसला काय म्हणायचं? हायड्रोलिसिस ऑफ सॉल्ट. सॉल्ट, देर आर 4 types of salt. First, how to form the salt? As we take the HCl, react with NaOH, it gives NaCl and H2O. This is the acid, this is the base. It is which acid? जे आपण लास्ट पिरियडला डिस्कस केलेला आहे. It is strong acid, it is strong base, and this is the salt. But this salt is formed from acid and base. So what type of acid and base? Strong acid and strong base. म्हणजे जो सॉल्ट स्ट्रॉंग ॲसिड आणि स्ट्रॉंग बेस पासून तयार होतो त्याला म्हणायचं सॉल्ट ऑफ स्ट्रॉंग ॲसिड अँड स्ट्रॉंग बेस. सो NaCl इज द सॉल्ट. इट इज द सॉल्ट ऑफ स्ट्रॉंग ॲसिड अँड स्ट्रॉंग बेस. So you know that how many types of acids and bases? There are two types of acids and two types of bases. Strong acid, strong base. Strong acid, weak acid. Strong base, weak base. Strong acid, weak acid, strong base, weak base. When strong acid react with strong base, it gives the salt of strong acid and strong base. Then this strong acid react with weak base, it gives the salt of strong acid and weak base. Then weak acid react with strong base, it gives the salt of weak acid and strong base. And this weak acid react with weak base, it gives the salt of weak acid and weak base. So these are the four types of salt. Strong acid with strong base, त्या सॉल्टला काय म्हणायचं? सॉल्ट ऑफ स्ट्रॉंग ॲसिड अँड स्ट्रॉंग बेस. Strong acid and weak base, that salt is strong as salt of strong acid and weak base. Weak acid and strong base, salt of weak acid and strong base. And weak acid and weak base, that is the salt of weak acid and weak base. So remember this, these are the four types of salt. Salt of strong acid, strong base. So we consider their example. We'll consider examples of this salt of strong acid and strong base. In that, first is the salt of strong acid and strong base. Salt of strong acid, strong base, NaCl, then Na2SO4, then KNO3, NaNO3, then that is K2SO4, then KCl or KBr, then NaI, etc. These are the examples of salt of strong acid, strong base. आणि ते ओळखायला फार सोपं आणि सिंपल आहे. काय कसं ओळखायचं पहा. सपोज आपण KNO3, मग KNO3 it gives after ionization K plus and NO3 minus. मग कॅटायनला OH जोडा, मग याला OH जोडल्यानंतर काय होईल? KOH. याला H प्लस जोडा, काय होईल? HNO3. KOH हा काय असेल? आपल्याला माहीत असावं KOH इज द स्ट्रॉंग बेस, HNO3 इज द स्ट्रॉंग ॲसिड, आणि म्हणून काय? इट इज द सॉल्ट ऑफ स्ट्रॉंग ॲसिड अँड स्ट्रॉंग बेस. सॉल्ट ऑफ स्ट्रॉंग ॲसिड अँड स्ट्रॉंग बेस म्हणजेच KNO3, इट KOH HNO3, Na2SO4 NaOH H2SO4, NaCl NaOH HCl, NaNO3 NaOH HNO3, K2SO4 KOH H2SO4, KBr KOH HBr. म्हणजे बेस असेल तर याचा स्ट्रॉंग बेस KOH, ॲसिड असेल तर स्ट्रॉंग ॲसिड HBr. These are the four types of salt. Salt of strong acid, strong base. Second, salt of strong acid and weak base. Salt of strong acid and weak base. So what are the examples of salt of strong acid and weak base? Acid कसा असायला पाहिजे? स्ट्रॉंग. फॉर एक्झाम्पल NH4Cl. NH4Cl, ammonium chloride. Ammonium chloride. Here, ammonium chloride. Ammonium hydroxide is the weak base. HCl is the strong acid. NH4Cl. Then, ammonium sulfate. NH4 twice SO4. Ammonium sulfate. It is also salt of strong acid, weak base. Strong acid कुठलं? H2SO4. आणि weak base कुठला? NH4OH. Weak base is the NH4OH. Then again CaCl2, calcium chloride. HCl is the strong acid, calcium hydroxide is the weak base. MgCl2, magnesium chloride, it is also, that is the salt of strong acid HCl and weak base magnesium hydroxides. So these are the few examples of salt of strong acid and strong base. Then third, salt of weak acid and strong base. तुम्ही असं म्हटलं तरी अडचण नाही, salt of strong base weak acid. Salt of weak acid and strong base. Salt of weak acid, for example, when we consider the NaCl, sodium cyanide. Weak acid कुठला? HCl. Strong base कुठला? NaOH. Then CH3CONA, sodium acetate. Strong base कुठला? NaOH. Weak acid कुठला? Acetic acid. Weak acid कुठला? Acetic acid. Then K2CO3. So these are the examples of salt of strong base and weak acid, or weak acid and strong base. For super, KOH, H2CO3. Acetic acid, CH3COH, NaOH. And then fourth type of salt, that is the salt of weak acid, and weak base. Salt of weak acid and weak base. So which are that salt of weak acid and weak base? That is the series 1, NH4Cl, ammonium cyanide. Ammonium cyanide is the salt of weak acid and weak base. Weak acid कुठला? HCl. Weak base कुठला? NH4OH. बेस वीक आहे, ॲसिड वीक आहे, याच्यापासून मिळणारा सॉल्ट काय असणार? इट इज सॉल्ट ऑफ वीक ॲसिड अँड वीक बेस. देन दॅट इज द CH3CONH4. It is the ammonium acetate. Ammonium acetate, it is also salt of weak acid and weak base. Then CaCO3, calcium carbonate. So calcium hydroxide is the weak base, and H2CO3, that is the carbonic acid, it is the weak acid. So all these are the examples of salt of strong acid and strong base. So how many types of salt? जे आत्ता मी सांगितले 4 types of salt. Which are that 4 types of salt? See this one, it is the salt of strong acid and strong base. Second, salt of strong acid and weak base. Third, salt of weak acid and strong base. And fourth, salt of weak acid and weak base. So 4 types of salt. How to obtain the salt? Acid react with base, that gives the salt. But acid strong असेल, base strong असेल, तर तो salt of strong acid, strong base. And you know the examples of strong acid, strong base, जे आपण मागच्या लेक्चर मध्ये डिस्कस केलेले आहेत. Now next is the hydrolysis of this salt. So very simple, अतिशय सिंपल मेथडने सांगणार आहे तुम्हाला मी हायड्रोलिसिस. याच्यावरती एंट्रन्सला क्वेश्चन असतात. विच ऑफ द फॉलोइंग सॉल्ट अंडरगोज हायड्रोलिसिस, विच ऑफ द फॉलोइंग सॉल्ट नॉट अंडरगोज हायड्रोलिसिस. तुम्हाला ते आयडेंटिफाय करायचं असतं. आता हायड्रोलिसिस ऑफ सॉल्ट, there are, you know that there are 4 types of salt. So in that, first we see one by one. Again, salt of strong acid and strong base. Salt of strong acid and strong base. Hydrolysis. Consider any one of the example of this type of salt. आपण चला NaCl घेऊ. So consider the NaCl. NaCl is the example of salt of strong acid and strong base. Now this NaCl in water, NaCl in water, NaCl in water, NaCl is the salt, this is the ionic compound. NaCl in water, it gives NaOH, Na plus Cl minus. So NaOH and then HCl. NaCl is salt. Then NaOH is base, but what type of base? Strong base. HCl is acid, but what type of acid? Strong acid. And almost all salts are strong electrolyte. जर हा स्ट्रॉंग इलेक्ट्रोलाइट असेल ऑलमोस्ट डिसोसिएशन और डिसोशिएट्स कम्प्लिटली. मग याचं कम्प्लीट डिसोसिएशन आपण दाखवणार. आफ्टर डिसोसिएशन इन ॲक्वियस मीडियम इट गिव्स Na plus and then it gives the Cl minus aqueous. H2O, water is very weak electrolyte. It dissociates into very small extent. Therefore we not consider dissociation of water. It remain as it is, म्हणून आपण तो as it is लिहिला because it is the weak electrolyte. Then NaOH. NaOH is the strong base. म्हणजे हायड्रोलिसिस प्रोसेसमध्ये त्याच इलेक्ट्रोलाइटचं डिसोसिएशन आपण दाखवणार की जो स्ट्रॉंग आहे. मग आता NaOH is strong base dissociates almost completely. मग आफ्टर डिसोसिएशन और आयनायझेशन Na plus aqueous, OH minus aqueous. Then HCl, it is also strong acid, undergoes complete ionization, H plus aqueous, Cl minus aqueous. Now see this, Na plus common opposite side get cancelled, Cl minus, also Cl minus. So what is here? H2O, and then that is for simplification H plus aqueous or H3O plus aqueous, both having same meaning, and then OH minus aqueous. So see the final stage in the solution, आणि इथं काय दिसतंय तुम्हाला? Water that gives H plus and OH minus. So H plus, number of moles of H plus and OH minus ions are same, किंवा in solution concentration of H plus and OH minus is same. So it not represent acidity or basicity. म्हणजे सोल्युशन ॲसिडिक सुद्धा नाही आणि बेसिक सुद्धा नाही. म्हणजे नेचर ऑफ दिस सोल्युशन इज न्यूट्रल. आणि हा जर न्यूट्रल असेल तर काय, अकॉर्डिंग टू द डेफिनेशन एकतर ॲसिडिक असायला पाहिजे किंवा बेसिक असायला पाहिजे. इफ इट इज न्यूट्रल देन सच टाइप ऑफ सॉल्ट नॉट अंडरगोज हायड्रोलिसिस, and it is a very important part in ionic equilibria. So salt of strong acid and strong base does not undergoes hydrolysis. मग which salt not undergoes hydrolysis हे जर सांगायचं असेल तर तुम्हाला कुठला सॉल्ट आयडेंटिफाय करायला लागेल? सॉल्ट ऑफ स्ट्रॉंग ॲसिड स्ट्रॉंग बेस, एनी टाइप ऑफ सॉल्ट ऑफ स्ट्रॉंग ॲसिड स्ट्रॉंग बेस. इवन आपण जर K2SO4 घेतला तर याचे हायड्रोलिसिस होणार नाही. आपण जर KNO3 घेतला याचे हायड्रोलिसिस होणार नाही. सच टाइप ऑफ सॉल्ट नॉट अंडरगोज हायड्रोलिसिस. सो व्हॉट इज नेचर ऑफ दिस सोल्युशन? न्यूट्रल. सो व्हॉट इज pH ऑफ solution of this salt solution? equal to 7. मग in this salt solution कधी कधी तुम्हाला मुद्दाम एंट्रन्सला pH विचारतील. असं सांगतील NaCl is dissolved in water and pH of the solution is. So what is the pH of solution? 7. pH जर 7 असेल तर H plus ion concentration equal to OH minus ion concentration, that is equal to 10 raised to minus 7. हा टॉपिक करताना रिपिटेशन करणं तुम्हाला फार गरजेचं आहे, कारण एंट्रन्ससाठी खूप महत्त्वाचा टॉपिक आहे. मी वारंवार सांगतो आणि 90% मुलांना हा टॉपिक माझ्या ऑब्झर्वेशननुसार थोडासा डिफिकल्ट वाटतो. अवघड असं नाही आहे, मात्र तुम्हाला याच्यातला प्रत्येक पार्ट प्रत्येक कन्सेप्ट व्यवस्थित समजणं गरजेचं आहे. सो इट इज क्लिअर. फर्स्ट टाइप ऑफ सॉल्ट विच इज दॅट फर्स्ट टाइप ऑफ सॉल्ट ऑफ स्ट्रॉंग ॲसिड अँड स्ट्रॉंग बेस नॉट अंडरगोज हायड्रोलिसिस. Salt of strong acid and strong base not undergoes hydrolysis. So remember this one. This is the hydrolysis of first type of salt. Now second type of salt. Which is the second type of salt? Salt of strong acid and weak base. Salt of strong acid and weak base. So salt of strong acid and weak base. For example, consider any one of the salt NH4Cl. NH4Cl, ammonium chloride. Ammonium chloride is the salt of strong acid and weak base. Which is the strong acid? Which is the strong acid? Strong base NH4OH and strong acid HCl. NH4OH, weak base, HCl is strong acid, and therefore it is the salt of strong acid and strong base. आता आपण पाहूया whether it undergoes hydrolysis or not. So first NH4Cl, this ammonium chloride, it is the salt of strong acid and weak base. React with water. As it is react with water, it gives NH4OH and HCl. NH4Cl, it is the salt. NH4OH, it is the base, but very interesting. What type of base? Weak base. HCl is acid. What type of acid? Strong acid. As it is salt, almost dissociate completely because most of the salts are strong electrolyte. Therefore, we also write that NH4 plus aqueous and Cl minus aqueous. आपण प्रत्येक वेळी सॉल्टचं डिसोसिएशन का दाखवतो? कारण सॉल्ट हा मोस्ट ऑफ द सॉल्ट कसे असतील? स्ट्रॉंग इलेक्ट्रोलाइट असतील, आणि जे स्ट्रॉंग असतील त्याचं डिसोसिएशन दाखवतोय. H2O not considerably dissociates. NH4OH, it is weak base. As it is weak base, therefore dissociate into small extent, so not considered here. आणि जो weak असतो तो आपण as it is लिहिणार NH4OH. HCl, it is what type of acid? Strong acid, and strong acid acid that definitely gives H plus aqueous and Cl minus aqueous, Cl minus aqueous. Now see the common ions. Which are the common ions here? Cl minus get cancelled. So what is remaining here? NH4 plus aqueous H2O, then it gives NH4OH, it gives H plus aqueous, and in resulting solution containing H plus aqueous. Resulting solution containing H plus aqueous, and this H plus aqueous represent that solution is acidic. So what is the nature of this solution? Is acidic. हे solution acidic का असणार आहे? कारण finally solution मध्ये कुठला आयन आहे? H plus ion. So presence of H plus ion shows that solution is acidic. So remember, salt of strong acid and weak base. What is nature of this solution? Is acidic. Therefore pH of this solution is less than 7, and concentration of this H plus ion is greater than 10⁻⁻⁷, and this salt undergoes hydrolysis. What is here? Cation is there. This cation undergoes hydrolysis, so it is also known as the cationic hydrolysis. This is also known as cationic hydrolysis. So salt of strong acid and weak base undergoes hydrolysis. What is the nature of solution? Acidic. As nature of this solution is acidic, pH of this solution is less than 7. Concentration of H plus ion is greater than 10⁻⁷, and what is here? Cation is there. Therefore this type of salt undergoes hydrolysis and is known as the cationic hydrolysis. So always remember that is nature of aqueous solution. Aqueous solution of salt of strong acid and weak base is always acidic, and here blue litmus turns to red. So this is the hydrolysis of salt of strong acid and weak base. Here we complete the second type of salt. First type of salt of strong acid and strong base not undergoes hydrolysis. Second type of salt of strong acid and weak base undergoes hydrolysis. pH is less than 7, nature of solution is acidic, and this type of hydrolysis is known as the cationic hydrolysis, because what is there? Cation is there. So here we see the second type of salt of strong acid and weak base. Now third